Good morning. Today Glenn has explored with us the woman at the well. And all of us, like that woman, need to drink deeply from the water of life that Jesus offers. And while Jesus claims that she won't thirst anymore, I know that even though I've been a Jesus follower for 40 years, I still hunger and thirst for a deeper experience of God. And sometimes I think that's because I'm only seeing half the story. I'm getting stuck into the role of the Samaritan woman. But Jesus calls us to be like him and to follow his example. So just as we are called to drink of the water of life, we're also called to share that water. We're never supposed to drink alone. In fact, Jesus actually encourages us to hunger and thirst after righteousness. So many of us have been feeling a need to seek that righteousness in new ways. Last spring, many of us were shocked and absolutely horrified at the brutal police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. And we found ourselves asking questions like, could that happen here? What is happening here? What can we do about the race problem? Or if we're feeling braver, we'd say, what can we do about white supremacy? Or what can I do about my own racist attitudes? And perhaps more importantly, how can we be part of the solution rather than part of the problem? In response to those questions, last summer, a group of us here at the square started to meet in lawn chairs in front of the church, talking into the evening until the bugs and darkness sent us home. And in that process, we started to ask where we wanted to be and where we wanted to move as a church. Well, in the world of COVID lockdowns and stay-at-home orders, progress has certainly been slow. But these ideas have been percolating along, and so we get to today. In our reflections, we found ourselves particularly drawn to questions around our Indigenous people. We felt a tug, a first step, if you will. So today we want to invite everyone to join us on a journey, what I might call a journey toward justice. Now, I know some people find the word justice a little troubling and would prefer to think of perhaps a journey into loving our neighbor. That's fine with me. But I'll confess that for me, love your neighbor works well at the level of the individual. But we want to ask bigger questions about systems and barriers. I think of justice as simply love spread wide. So, what is this journey, you're probably asking? Well, it's a journey of learning and action. We obviously know very little, so let's start learning together. Let's find out about our Indigenous people and our relations to them. Let's uncover our people's role and the church's role, both in the oppression of the past and the reconciliation of the present. We're working on creating some learning opportunities for action over the next number of months. In this week's e-blast, there are a couple of things mentioned that can form a first opportunity for those who are ready to get started. There's something called the United Church of Canada Residential Schools and TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission 101. It's a talk and a chance to learn about the role our church has played in the past in terms of residential schools and what we are doing and can do now in terms of reconciliation. There's also an opportunity to meet with former Senator Murray Sinclair, who chaired the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This is something that the United Church is hosting, and it's a great opportunity to find out more about the nature of the kinds of things we can do together as a community, together as a church, and together with the United Church as a whole body toward reconciliation. To be completely honest, we don't know where this journey will lead. We do not have a 5-year plan. We are listening to the Spirit. We'll try some things together as a church. We'll evaluate what we learn and what God teaches us. So stay tuned. Sign up for one of the events if you're interested. We'll be seeking more resources to help us learn and grow in this area. We're still building a team who's going to steer this over time, But if you're like me, perhaps you can just feel a little bit of the excitement, a little of that thirst for righteousness. So please, join us on a journey to justice, a journey to righteousness in our community and in the world.